I used to be kind of paranoid about getting cancelled for romanticizing homelessness. Like, my story's about a guy who's homeless by choice and doing just fine, and it has strong themes of individualism and doing what you like, and, you know, I kind of am romanticizing homelessness, actually. I mean, it's based on my own experiences, so it's not like I'm spreading misinformation or anything, but I do portray it as something that's not that scary if you're lucky and know what you're doing. And I was afraid I'd encourage people to see it as a real alternative to working, but that's what I want, actually. And I thought, screw it, I'm just gonna own that. I'd be betraying both myself and my readers by pretending that's not what I want to say in order to protect my reputation. I'd get called out for dog whistling anyway, and I'd 100% deserve it. I feel like a lot of stories have stock themes like the cycle of vengeance, or don't play God, or love yourself, or it's okay to need help, or the power of friendship. I'm not saying everyone who writes about these themes is just pulling a stock theme out of their ass because we're told we need one and not because they genuinely want to convey that message. Many stories I love have those well-tread themes, but many times the execution just rings hollow. The story doesn't contribute anything new to the discussion or depict it in any interesting context that makes the theme shine through brighter. It just comes across as the author doesn't know what they want to say, or they're biting back what they actually want to say because they're worried it's a bit of a hot take and they'd get cancelled for it, or it'll otherwise not go over well. And so they opt for a safer, inoffensive theme. When a theme is executed well, I can feel a fire behind it. Like the reader has read other stories participating in the discussion and feel a need to say, "You're right, but you missed this," or "You're wrong and here's why." I also put some very vulnerable personal feelings into some of my characters, kind of based on my own experiences, but often extrapolated. I won't say where, because I can be emotionally honest in my work, but feel less comfortable directly saying it. But it can be likewise hard to illustrate your own experiences with heavy stuff like abuse, mental illness, or past thoughts or actions you're ashamed of. Still because of fear of being judged, but in a different way. Instead of worrying about being problematic, you worry about being self-pitying, attention-seeking, whiny, or being a special snowflake. Cringe culture is also part of this, usually less about heavy event stuff and more rule of cool stuff that you include for fun. I won't discuss this further because cringe culture bad is very much beating a dead horse at this point, but there's a connection there. In both cases, you worry your character is a Mary Sue because you're so obsessed with them because you think they're so cool or tragic. The Mary Sue is right, cool, and tragic. We're afraid of being open and sincere because we're wrong about being wrong, cringe, and whiny. It's not necessarily bad to worry about being wrong. There are lots of people with harmful beliefs, and I'm sure many of us wish they'd worry more about being wrong. But the answer isn't self-censorship, but self-reflection. I admit there are people out there that would not believe you did any reflecting for as long as you disagree with them. But if you've thought things through, you know what they'd say, and it's all easier to deal with when you know exactly what's coming. And if you can't defend against what's coming, it might be time to change your beliefs. But in the other two cases, rest assured it's a reader problem. Not to say it's wrong to find a character cringy or whiny or to express that opinion, but we shouldn't be mean about it. There's nothing morally wrong with being cringe or whiny, so if you're overly harsh in accusing someone of being cringy or whiny, and attack them for it, you're the aggressor here. Fortunately, fictional characters don't have feelings, but their writers do, and so do other people who read their work and relate to those characters. When we attack characters for being cringe, someone's reminded of how they were bullied for being a lame, uncool dork. And when we attack characters for being whiny, someone's less likely to talk about their pain for fear of coming across as whiny and being judged. But I don't like it when people are like, not saying you can't express your opinions, but don't be mean about it, and then leave without telling us how to do it without being mean. For me, it comes across as they really just don't want you to express your opinions. Instead of, lol, who in their right minds thought that was a good idea, be like, it's a bit over the top in my opinion, it's not for me. Or instead of, oh boo-hoo, this tragic thing happened to you, so what? Be like, I find this character comes across as whiny because they seem to be expecting everyone to drop everything to come to their aid when they have their own problems, some just as bad or worse than theirs. But yeah, basically, if you're afraid of sharing your true thoughts and feelings, afraid of being vulnerable, I feel you. I don't know if you feel that way because of the reasons I've rambled on about in this video, but if you overcome that, your writing will be better off for it.